Transformers episode 18. You thought I was gonna do 2, season 2. I mean, this is season 2. Episode 18, the Immobilizer. So, in this episode, basically, Wheeljack creates a machine that can stop molecules and immobilize anything. So, somehow, they basically mess it up. Wheeljack, no, Ironhide, someone creates a, what's his name, the green guy, he creates a hologram. Ironhide thinks it's Laserbeak, the real Laserbeaks. He shoots it, rocks come down, they break slightly, the immobilizer. Wheeljack asks Bumblebee to go get him a polarizer in town, because, you know, they have those at Walmart and Target. And so he goes, and he's going, and then he bumps into Ravage. Ravage puts like a little like chip on his side, like a camera. This is a common theme in Transformers, the factor that, you know, sometimes they'll have like a tape on their shoulder, they'll have like a thing stuck to them. They have no idea that that's what's happening. So I think that's a little preposterous, but okay. We'll go with it. So Bumblebee goes back to base. Oh, and by the way, Bumblebee meets with a cop, and the way they stop what's his name, Spike stops Ravage from attacking Bumblebee is he gets jumper cables. He puts them in the ears of Ravage, he shocks him, and Ravage goes away. In the meantime, he bumps into a cop. During this whole situation, he's bumped into a cop. The cop's like, hey, how old are you? You shouldn't be driving. Mind you, Spike looks like a man. He doesn't look like a 16-year-old boy or a 15-year-old boy. So the cop tells him, hey, speeding laws also apply to you, so don't speed. But he doesn't give him a ticket. So Autobots get away with tickets. So that's what happens. Let's see what happens. So this is the first time we get introduced to Carly. Carly is a gal with blonde hair who is I'm not going to tell you yet. And you're going to realize that she is going to be here for a while. So Carly is kind of like what's the name of the guy in the wheelchair? Chip. The one in the wheelchair. Chip. So then that's what happens. And then so then the Autobots are going to go test the new immobilizer because they fixed it. And who's the blue car? Who's the blue car in there? There's a blue car. I'm not sure who it is, but there's a blue car. See, did you see it? And then when you get immobilized, you lose color. Because I don't know the logic behind that, but I think it's a common theme that whenever you get frozen or immobilized in cartoons, you lose color. That's just a law. I don't know who came up with it, but it happens. And then Ironhide has doubts because the Decepticons find, because Bumblebee has that thing on his side, the camera on his side. The Decepticons find out about the immobilizer. They go get it. Ironhide goes after Carly because he thinks she's a spy. And then he misses his opportunity to stop the Decepticons, and then he doubts himself. He's like, oh, I suck. And then on top of that, with the whole shooting, the hologram thing, so he's like, oh, I suck. And then he tells Optimus, I don't want to be, you know, fighting anymore because I'm old and whatever. And then there's the jokes of Mega Turkey, Mega Buzzer. Everybody makes fun of Megatron. Poor Megatron. Maybe that's why he's such a bad guy, because people use his name. And Mega Crumb, Mega Bum. I mean, it goes on. Mega Dumby. I don't even know what a Dumby is. And Soundwave, interestingly enough, you'll recognize that Soundwave is the one who is most trusted with Megatron as a gun. So Soundwave is actually the most trusted by Megatron. Starscream being the second, which I don't understand that. But okay. Those Starscreams trying to take over. So then Ironhide tells Optimus, I'm gonna leave, and then Optimus says, I miss you already. I'm like, he hasn't left the screen yet. I hate it, like, people are like, I miss you already, you haven't even gone. And I'm like, no, you give it a while. And then Carly feels bad about the whole situation, so she goes to the Decepticon base, and she's gonna blow up the base on her own. She steals like a little thing. She's gonna blow up the base on her own. Laserbeak catches her, and then Sparkplug finds out, he tells Sparkplug is Spike's dad. He tells Ironhide, and he tells Ironhide, "You're Carly's only hope." Now, mind you, the Autobots have not left the base, so they're still all there. So he could have told everybody, but no, just because Ironhide's standing there, he happens to be her only hope, and also it adds to the climax of his whole internal struggle. So then all of a sudden you have Skyfire. You know, Skyfire shows up. He takes Ironhide. So there's still freedom. If you have seen my videos, you'll know that Skyfire only appears when there's freedom, as Optimus has said. So that's the situation. So, and then they're fighting, the Decepticons have gotten the immobilizer. They changed it so they can immobilize everything. They're immobilizing Autobots left and right. Optimus is fighting them. Carly and Spike and Brawn dig underground in order to come up, right by the immobilizer, in order to alter something. Mind you, Carly seems to know what the powers of Jazz and Brawn are, even though they haven't been I don't know if they've been televised, but somehow Carly knows what their powers are. So she's like a super spy. Maybe, I don't know. So then Jazz only has one song. Poor Jazz. He rocks out. He's like, but it's only one song. Sorry. We have it. iTunes hasn't come into play yet. And then the immobilizer, how does it stand? It's like on a needle, and it's like a top, and it spins, and it has like legs, but then let's come with the legs, and it just it actually doesn't spin. It just stands on a needle, which makes no sense. But okay. And then Megatron is a spoiled brat because Megatron's like, "My immobilizer, gosh, no, that's mine." And then Carly admits that she is a scientist for MIT. Carly is a very smart girl. Yeah, I reckon. And then Spike asks her out. He says to her, "Carly, why don't we have a lactose acid, which is frozen?" And she's like, "Oh, you want to have a soda with ice cream? Well, that's great." And you said it to me in science terms. One of the things that is really amazing about this episode is that you've got female characters who are strong characters who are also scientists. And so you have the introduction of a character that is a scientist. I wonder why they didn't make Spike and his dad, and then I'm gonna reveal something to him. Spike ends up marrying Carly, and they have a child, and his name is Daniel. Yep. He doesn't marry the girl from Peru. Poor girl from Peru. She showed up once, and she's like, "No, I was just trying to fix up Bumblebee with Juanita." If you've seen the previous episodes. So that's it. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you watch it? Watch it on Netflix. Don't watch it on Hulu watch it on Netflix. Don't watch it on YouTube because the YouTube version is fixed. The Netflix version is not. Alright, I gotta go. Hasta luego con Lelo.